What's going on, everybody? MPN Nation. It's your gaming fanatic for Black Ops 6. Today's episode of Basic Training. I will be including some video here in a little bit of some basic spots in ways of either calling out, say in front of you, stuff like that. But there will be locations where you could hide if you're playing certain game modes, to defend in certain game modes, or to physically get behind the enemy without them knowing you're behind them. I'll be able to go through it during this video. If you guys like to see more stuff like this, just let me know. Hit me up in the Discord or on my YouTube channel and stuff like that. I do a lot of videos. If you guys like to see stuff like this, let me know. And I'll be getting right into it. Thank you guys for checking the beginning of this. Adios, guys. Okay, everybody. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be checking out this location. Most people like to go to that advantage. Over here, I'm going to run down. Sorry for the mismarking, but this is a good spot to get a head glitch off and able to see across the map during the position.
Coordinates marked.
As you guys run towards this position, there will be a certain area where you could hide and look down towards the window area.
Coordinates marked.
And as you're going to go to the right side, stay hidden enough where you could look over, see people's guns. Keep an eye out. You will stuck here eventually, but you guys will learn how to go maneuver around it. Go up the stairs. You're going to look at certain locations. Make sure your whole view is eye-opening. These locations will be where people usually like to sit at or trying to get a good cover of the whole area. Most people like to look forward for the minimap. This shed is usually where people like to hide at for long-range action. That window is also where people like to shoot through. That location right there in particular is where people like to stand. That area is where you will be able to get a good view of middle. Through there, you guys can maneuver or see the enemy coming from behind the steps. As you guys make your way over there, you should see the area I was talking about before, where the enemy is able to pretty much hide and be secured. This location in particular is for people who play team deathmatch or want to spawn trap or stuff like that, so you could actually prevent people from doing that if you do this one spot. Right here is the perfect spot so you can actually see into the ditches and the stairs. If you feel like the enemy's going to come up through the middle, through the right side, you can see him jump and bolt over that position where it says stay alive. As you get to the spot, if you are going to be spawn trapped in this particular location, shoot through the window right there, look where the enemy's going to be at. People like to usually sit right there in a corner at a perfect angle. Later on, you'll see what I'm talking about. Right here is window-to-window action. You can't see very much, but those positions right there are for people who like to see the window or see the location where they're going to be running to. Most people like to run this location, but you could corner slice it at an angle where only your gun you have a good angle of that side. As you continue going through the middle, remember that explosives and stuff like that can be thrown and still hit that whole area. That wall is not preventing you from killing the other person on the other side. If you hear footsteps or anything like that, that hole in the wall right there is a good position where you can see the enemy as they're running to the left or the right. As you're running, remember, people like to sit there and wait so they have a good view of the middle. So as you're doing this, slide and then sit here. Don't stand, sit. You will have a good position of where they're at, and they will be harder to hit you at this angle. Remember, left side is where people like to hide at too. You can shoot through that eventually when you later on the video. That is also spots where you could prevent the enemy from shooting you. As we get there, I forgot to do this before, but shoot the barrel. You see a huge difference in the position you're about to be in. You're levitated now. Now you're at an angle where they can't shoot you unless they see your gun. So if you have a pistol or a knife, you should be able to get that
Waypoint
angle
marked.
perfectly. Corner slicing
Coordinates
is
marked.
really important for this game. They added it a long time ago, and
Target
now
location.
people really don't use it as much. Remember that there is markers everywhere that let you know where you can bolt. As you're running through this side, the spawn will usually flip if you're in this corner.
Waypoint
So you
marked.
can always keep an eye on that hill, the left side of the hill,
Coordinates marked.
and that little piece of machinery. Right here is a good position if you're trying to prevent them from pushing you into your spawn. There's a dislocation. Right here you can crouch,
Waypoint marked.
and you can prevent people from, flanking from behind you. Now, right here, you can shoot through it, but if they don't see you, you have a good position of laying down at that corner and see over the rocks and over the railing and stuff like that for this machinery. As you get behind in the same aspect, you could get right on this hill and do this. See the whole left side of the map and the rocks where people like to shoot from.
Coordinates marked.
So,
Waypoint
not
marked.
only that, you can see the machinery on the right side and
Target,
the left side
target
pretty
location.
easily. Usually people like to run through those double doors and the doorway to the right. Now remember, anything can be shoot through. You can do anything in this game
Coordinates
technically.
marked.
So if you have a good
Target,
position
target
like that
location.
one, you can
Never
shoot
mind.
through it and they'll have a harder time trying to hit you if they don't have really good accuracy. Play your corners. Play your corners if you're playing certain game modes that
marked.
require you to get to the objective quickly. Certain bomb sites and stuff like that would be on wherever you're going to be at. This is a good position where you can see the enemy coming up and coming to your left through the middle. As well as this spot right here, people like to jump down and shoot occasionally. This is also a spot where you could go around the corner and aim up there. You should see the whole aspect of this. And sliding is very easy to do, but people do it on flat surfaces. You could go down and up. You'll see here in a second what I mean. You can slide up the stairs or slide down the stairs at the same momentum as if you were sliding on flat land, which will give the advantage of you being able to shoot the enemy as you're doing this. Right here is the corner slicing or mounting positions you could go to. Mounting is very popular, but most people don't do it because it is considered a disapproval move. But if you're good at aiming and you need that more stabilization for your shooting, mount in these spots. Every spot could be mountable if you get the indication, or if you're playing hardcore, remember these spots in general. This spot right here is one of the glitchiest spots. This is an example of you can mount, but you can't shoot. So lay down instead, and you should see the same cover location of where you're trying to shoot.
Target location.
Remember that left side is where people like to rush because most of the left side is not covered. But for the enemy team that's either pushing you or pushing them, you should be able to get there before them if you pull out your knife. Right about here, people like to run through middle, but you can get through here pretty easily. Remember, left side and right side is where you gotta be. If you're going through this side, remember to say left side, hole in the wall. Right here will be the barrel, so left side barrel. Right there will be left side green barricade. You'll get hit markers, but you can kill them. See? Just gotta aim a little high. Most people like to sit there. Right about here is a good spot where you could mount and get a good position of your spawn if you just have to sit there in your spawn. You can see green side, middle, and the windows. Right about here should be good another spot. What I'm talking about, preventing the flank side from hitting you. If you are the person that's staying in the back of spawn, let everyone else rush ahead of you. You can prevent the enemy team from flanking you and spawn flipping immediately. Or people like to rush and mount over that. You can't
MTC's
shoot
in the
through
red.
that, but you
It's
just
now or
angle yourself
never.
to see around the corner. That's what mounting is pretty much used for most people. So not only that, you should be able to see the whole perspective while mounting and see the side of your gun pretty easily. Right about here is when, if you're getting, you know you're going to get followed, but you want to have your back turned, you could mantle amp backwards and go through windows backwards because the omni movement allows it to happen.
Waypoint marked.
Right about here
Forget it.
is the spot where people like to hide. But there's different spots where you can mantle and prevent them from, like I said, rushing you from the left
Coordinates
side.
marked.
Right there is where they spawn at, on the other side of that
Marking target location.
sandbags. So if you decide to push them, remember to stay right here. Wait a little bit because most people like to surprise, crouch, and stuff like that, preventing you from actually seeing that. Remember to look both ways. At certain angles you can't see anything, but if you try to secure yourself, you can see that part.
Greedy's not
You
by
also
Head for extract.
You
We'll
fucking
talk about
amateurs
this
better
Thank you
start
guys for
pulling your
watching.
weight.
I'll be doing more of this stuff. Just let me know. Hit me up. Thank you guys for watching.